Welcome back to Turf Talk Lightning Round Edition. Vance, this is the last time I'll see you before the World Championships at Santa Anita on Friday and Saturday. We're still stewing over some opinions. The post-draw will be a few hours after we're shooting this video, and some connections are still simmering on their decisions as well. So maybe some things will change, but I think the answer to these questions won't. Who's your most likely winner?
My most likely winner is probably California Chrome in the Classic. Arrogate had a very strong work at Santa Anita this morning, but I still think California Chrome is the horse to beat in that race, and he'll be obviously a short price.
Yeah, I agree. I looked at it a long time. I mean, he's a universal favorite, so it's not like I'm being cute planting my flag on in California, but all the hype about 3-year-olds and how tough it is to be older. Not necessarily buying it for the distaff. I do favor Songbird, but in the Classic, given how lightly raced Arrogate is, I just think California Chrome has such a huge edge in that regard. I think the 1.25 miles, we certainly know he can handle it. Frosted's been fast, but I don't know that this is his best game, shipping west especially. Not saying he's a lock. I'm not saying he'll be value if he takes a ton of money, like 1 to 2 or 3 to 5. But he is my most likely winner of the 2 days.
Yeah, and also just because I say he's the most likely winner, it doesn't mean I'm actually going to key him either in my multi-race exotics. I think I'm going to still throw an Arrogate. And, if I'm feeling very lucky or my pockets are really deep, I might even throw Melatonin in there, coming off a layoff for a very sharp trainer in David Hoffman's. But I'll stick with California Chrome.
Yeah, and at this point of year, we've had some attrition, some retirement sooner rather than later. But the right ones that are here are in this race, other than maybe Dortmund, who, you'd say, well, it's a Liam's Map situation. Well, Liam's Map didn't lose to Faro 3 times last year. So yeah. I don't mind Dortmund in the dirt mile in this spot, knowing that they threw everything they had at him last time, and he still came up short. So to me, with the win, unquestionable horse of the year, right?
Oh yeah, no question. He's the best older horse in America, in the world actually, after his Dubai victory, and that's kind of the emphasis traditionally in American racing is dirt racing. We haven't had a really super older male horse on the dirt in a number of years consistently.
Right.
He's definitely one of them.
All right, well, we'll look forward to see how that pans out. Plenty of other insights and analysis and opinions will be on the Twin Spires blog. One last question regarding the Breeders' Cup for you. We hit on the most likely winner. We both agreed it's California Chrome. Who's the long shot you're looking forward to playing?
Oh, I'm still kind of weaving my way through these some of these races, and I think some of these races can produce some big long shots. I'm thinking in particular the Filly and Mare Sprint, I think, is very wide open this year. Trying to find a horse there. Turf Sprint also looks like a good place to go deep if you're trying to figure out a trifecta, superfecta, or even in the multi-race wagers of the pick 3s and pick 4s. So I don't have one exactly quite yet, trying to figure out who I'm going to bet. I basically have kind of come up with second, third choices that I really like going into the weekend. I'm going to take Stellar Wind over Songbird in the distaff, and as I've mentioned on these broadcasts before, I'd really like Ironicus to mow them down in the mile.
Well, he'll be a decent price. And then the Filly and Mare Sprint, that's where mine is. And we'll use a liberal definition of long shot. I mean, the Breeders' Cup certainly capable of $40, $50, even $100 winners. She won't be this high. I'm hoping for $20 if she wins. But I'm running it back on Wavell Avenue, last year's winner. Watched her last prep live and thought to myself at the time, if this race comes back okay numbers-wise, she's going to be my pick. It just seemed like a great springboard. Chad Brown did it last year against a not-so-stellar group. He had Wavell Avenue peak. I think we're going to see it again this year. Some concern that with her being a known name on a casual day, she's going to take a little more money than maybe she would if this were a grade 1 any other time, but 8 to 1 or higher, I'm definitely a believer, and she's the one I'm most interested in, sort of at that $20 level.
Yeah, that's about how much she paid last year when she won at Keeneland. I think it was $22, so 10 to 1. And frankly, her form hasn't been quite as sharp this year going into this race. I think that helps your price out quite a bit. She was coming off a very sharp second in the Gallon Bloom to La Verdad last year. and that's why she went off at 10-1. So
Right.
I think she can get something similar, if not slightly higher, this year.
All right, that's the hope. We'll see what happens there. And hopefully you'll all be watching this throughout the week, revisiting our brilliant thoughts. But for those catching this on Monday before the calendar turns to Tuesday here in the States, who's your Melbourne Cup winner?
Alman Den is a German import who actually beat a former Melbourne Cup winner back in his days in Germany, a protectionist. He's kind of the wise guy horse, it seems like. I always kind of fall for those. He's trading maybe about 11, 12-1 as we speak right now, up from or down from a morning line of about 15, 18, 20-1. So he's my selection for the Melbourne Cup, but given some different circumstances, I'll be looking at the prices close to post time and spreading my money out a little bit.
All right, and those prices, of course, available parimutually through twinspires.com tonight. We'll have the race live, and it's about midnight Eastern.
Midnight Eastern, the
All right.
race that stops a nation.
That's right. All right. Well, that's always a fun one. Thank you for your pick there. And in Arcadia, we'll be back next week, probably with some Eclipse Awards debates.
I can't wait.
All right. Until then.